Look, we need you to actually understand a few critical updates because people keep pretending this is normal when it's not. First, in the last election, Elon Musk dropped $290 million in cash, yeah, real money, to help Donald Trump bulldoze his way right back into the White House, not support. Not donate, bulldoze. Like rules don't matter if you've got enough billions lying around. Second, a recent report says Donald Trump has raised a $300 million war chest, not for charity, not for the country, but to defend that razor-thin GOP House majority, because apparently barely holding on to power is enough reason to throw mountains of cash at keeping it, no matter what it costs the rest of us. And third, because that wasn't enough, now Trump and his handpicked Supreme Court, yes, handpicked, have gone ahead and gutted the Voting Rights Act, making it harder for millions of Americans to exercise their right to vote. You know, that thing we're constantly told is the foundation of democracy, while at the same time crushing any real hope of flipping the House blue, because it's a lot easier to win when fewer people can actually vote. But sure, let's keep acting like this is just politics as usual. Like billionaires throwing hundreds of millions around to shape elections is totally fine. Like stacking the Supreme Court and then stripping voting protections is just another Tuesday. Like none of this affects real people trying to have a voice. Elon Musk isn't just some random guy here. He's the richest man in the world deciding he can pour $290 million into pushing Trump forward like it's a personal project. And Trump isn't just raising money. He's building a $300 million war chest specifically to cling to power in the House. And the Supreme Court isn't just making neutral decisions when it's dismantling something as fundamental as the Voting Rights Act. This isn't subtle, it's not complicated, and it's definitely not normal. It's money, power, and control all stacked together. And somehow we're supposed to shrug and move on. So yeah, those are the three updates, plain and simple. Elon Musk's $290 million helping Trump bulldoze his way back in. Trump's $300 million war chest to defend a fragile GOP House majority. And Trump with his hand-picked Supreme Court gutting the Voting Rights Act to make voting harder and crush any shot at flipping the House blue. But go ahead, keep pretending none of that matters. Bonus. And so now we're just going to ignore what's being thrown out there or actually look at it. Because right now, Rep. Ted Lieu is out here calling out Pam Bondi and saying straight up that she's lying, and at the same time bringing up allegations about Donald Trump that people keep trying to brush off like they don't exist. The claim being pushed is that Trump was involved in abuse of underage girls. Yeah, that's the level of accusation we're talking about, not something small, not something vague, and Lieu is basically saying this isn't random. This is part of a bigger pattern that's being covered up while people in power pretend everything's fine. And Bondi isn't being mentioned casually either. She's being accused of defending and protecting instead of telling the truth, which raises the obvious question, why are people so quick to shut this down instead of actually addressing it? Nobody's saying this lightly. These are serious allegations, and instead of clear answers, what we keep getting is denial, deflection, and people acting like even bringing it up is the problem. So yeah, if you're wondering why this keeps coming back up, it's because people like Ted Lieu are forcing it into the conversation, calling out Bondi directly, and putting Trump's name right in the middle of it, whether people like it or not. But sure, let's all pretend none of this deserves attention, because that's worked out so well before. And last, the real cost of operating the nation's only family detention center was revealed earlier this week. And yeah, you're going to want to sit with this for a second because it's not small. It's not, oh, that's unfortunate. It's straight up ridiculous. We're talking $15. $6 million per month. Let that sink in. Every single month, that's the number of tax dollars, yours, mine, ours, being poured into imprisoning our neighbors, families taken by ICE from schools, play groups, workplaces, places of worship. And even their own doorsteps, like that's somehow normal behavior we're all supposed to accept. And this isn't speculation or some random post floating around. This comes from a bombshell investigative piece by the Houston Chronicle. actually breaking down what it costs to operate the Dilley Immigration Processing Center in Texas. And here's the part that really makes you stop. That cost stays the same regardless of how many people and families are actually being held there, meaning whether it's full or sitting half empty, the money keeps flowing like nothing changes. So yeah, $15. $6 million a month to keep this system running, to detain families, to maintain a facility that doesn't even adjust its cost based on usage. And somehow we're supposed to look at that and just move on like it's business as usual, like this is the best use of public money. Like none of this deserves real outrage or even basic questions. But sure, everything's fine, right? Maria D.C. Santiago, follow me for more.